Hello everybody, peace and blessings to you. I hope that this video meets you well. I am Letitia. I'm a 42-year-old millennial homeschooling, home managing mom of 5 children. I'm an INFJ empath. I am an intuitive, a light worker, a new earth messenger, new earth beacon, if that's as I would call it, as I would phrase it. I feel as I'm a very high vibe person. I'm a high vibrational person. And I am in my season of learning and growing and discovering and creating and becoming. I am in a season of trying things and doing things that I've never done and exploring things and just becoming a whole new person than I've ever been. And, it's an adventure. It's an adventure. And I just wanted to share my adventure with anybody that is interested. No haters necessary. Anybody who's curious, anybody who wants to follow along my journey. It's not, this video and this channel is not about teaching, or it's not about teaching you anything. It's not about, it's about introducing thoughts and ideas, or learning together, some learning new thoughts and ideas together, exploring the world of social media, exploring the world of the internet and discovering things and navigating this timeline that, a lot of bad shit, bad things are happening in the world, and being very aware of the bad things that are happening in the world, but at the same time preparing myself for a better world, holding the light for a better world, and becoming the best version of myself, so that when others join me in that ascension timeline, in that new world, new earth, however you want to label it, in that new frequency, I will be one of the pioneers. I will be one of the early settlers in the new earth frequency. And this video is a part of a series that I've been doing for the month of July. I call it Today, basically grounding myself in the awareness of what's the vibes of the day, what's happening in the external world, but also while doing that, while being aware of what's going on in the external world, sharing my world, sharing what's happening in my world on that same day where other crazy things may be happening in the external world. So this is kind of one of those videos where I'm going to drink a cup of tea while recording, and I just wanted to share. This is a tea that this is my second time drinking this. This is a tea that I purchased called Energy Tea Immune Booster Ginseng Tea, and it's ginseng oolong tea. And to be honest with you, I don't even know what oolong tea is. I mean, as I've started this journey of learning things, I realize how much things I don't know. I realize that as much as I think I know, I don't know anything. I don't know a lot. And it's okay. I'm embracing the fact that I don't know. I'm looking at myself as like a blank slate. I am a newborn in this frequency. I am learning. I am becoming. I'm discovering what I like or what I don't like, who I am. And I want to be as crazy as I want to be. I want to be as adventurous as I want to be. And I want this to just be the beginning, just a little taste of what it's like when I open up my life and my world to on learning things and learning new things and exploring and discovering and changing my mindset about certain things. I was never one to be set in a particular mindset anyway. So that's how I've always wanted to be. And I find that now that the world's got so ridiculous and we're in a period, an era of revelation where a lot of truth is coming to the surface, no matter how hard the liars and deceivers try to hide it and distract us from it. The truth is rising up to the surface, and we are seeing the world unveiled as it truly was, as it always was. We just didn't know. And we're seeing the things that always was, but we just didn't know that that's the way it was. And now we realize that we used to take life too damn seriously. We realize that, we are more powerful than we think. We're braver than we think. We're capable of so much more than we think. At least I realize that. And we realize that, we could shape our world with how we think and how we speak about it. It's something that I forgot. I forgot my spoon to stir this tea. So I'm going to have to pause. I'm going to get that spoon. Okay. Whew. I had to go all the way down the stairs to get this spoon. So my heart's racing a little bit because I rushed to go get it. All right, so This is a one-man show, you know. Gone. There's no camera guy, there's no lighting guy, there's no producers, there's no sound guy, there's no anything. There's just me. There's just me, my phone, my mic, and whatever else I got, my stand, whatever I got, making this happen. I'm drinking a hot cup of tea on a hot summer day. I left my fan on. Hopefully it won't be an annoying sound in the background. If it is an annoying sound in the background, I will try to not do this again, not leave my fan on when I record. But because I'm drinking a hot cup of tea, I'm leaving it on this time. And I truly hope that it's not going to be a pain in the ass. I put it on low. This is my second time having this cup of tea. Like I said, I don't know specifically what oolong tea is. I'll look that up. But what drew me to the tea was that it had energy tea. It's entitled energy tea. And the fact that it's a ginseng tea. And that I know that ginseng is really, really, really good for you in so many ways. That might be another thing that I will look up on the internet. Why is ginseng so good for you? What are the benefits of ginseng? I basically created this channel with learning in mind. So the kind of videos that I want to introduce here is I want to share my thoughts, my ideas, and my experiences, but I also want to share the things that I learn, and I want us to do more learning together, whoever might be interested in this channel. I also want to surprise you. I want you to never know what to expect. For instance, today was a darn good day, and usually on darn good days like this, my energy was high. I went to sleep early, so that could be the reason. My energy was high, so I was in a recording mode, and I had some ideas. I was inspired, and I recorded more videos, mostly shorts, than I anticipated I would record. I recorded maybe at least about 10 videos today, and all that I believe is worth posting, so I will post them. They will probably come out over the next week or so, and I'm looking forward to you seeing these videos, because one of the things that you would notice is how free I am in that video, how me I am in that video, you know. And maybe you'll see it, maybe you won't, but you know, take my word for it. I'm the freest I've ever been. Today I'm the freest I've ever been in my mind and my energy level and my capabilities, and I know that I am not even close to where I am trying to go, where I'm hoping to go if given the time and opportunity. So I'm gonna start to drink my tea. This is my second time drinking it, like I said, and the last time I had it, I tried to use it cold. So this is me having it hot now. I didn't like the taste, but I figured I'll either get used to it or I won't, and I'll just suck it up and drink it anyway. So let's see. Okay, so what I find is, this was honey hot water, by the way. What I find is that it tastes way better now. Maybe it's because of the honey, but this might be better for me hot than cold. I actually prefer it. I prefer this taste than the first taste I had when I had it cold. I can't remember if I put sweetener in it or not, but this time I put sweetener in it, and I drinking it hot. It's warm going down it's just warm going down, and something that I needed. What I had for lunch today was a small portion of lasagna, because my husband made lasagna, and small portion of lasagna and salmon. I had salmon today, and I've gotten accustomed I've been on my weight loss journey for about 2 months now, and I've gotten accustomed to not needing to feel full after eating. So when I was finished, I didn't have that full heaviness that I used to feel when I eat. I would eat till I'm full, and then you would feel heavy, and you would have to let your stomach settle because you feel heavy. So I've trained, I'm training. I don't know if I'm complete my training, but I'm training myself to get accustomed not feeling that hungry feeling. I'm training myself to get accustomed not feeling that full feeling, that heaviness. I've actually gotten to the point where I don't like to feel that. I don't like to feel heavy when I'm done eating. I would prefer to feel fed but not full. Fed but not full. And I'm changing. I'm becoming. And that's why I say that I've said it many times in previous videos that I see this period of my life as my butterfly era. So let me just... Oh, this feels so good. I'm in my butterfly era, the best time of my life. Even though I am honestly, genuinely aware of all the bad stuff. I'm aware of what is going on. And I used to just say all the bad stuff because there's so much bad stuff that I don't know, like, how to label the bad stuff. But I'm aware of the wars, the genocide, the plane crashes, the demons of darkness, let's just call them that, the demons of darkness that are in power, that lie, that kill, that steal, that destroy, somebody called it one time the axis of evil, the world, the dictators that have come together, or they were at one point. It feels as though they're not as together as they were, but have come together to turn on the people all at once. So the world's dictators kind of used each other to hold on to their power and their control, but they're losing it. They're losing their power and they're losing their control, and they're running out of time. So now we are in a time where it's bad. It's really, really bad. And I am aware of how bad it is. I am aware. As I've said in videos, numerous videos, I've said this before. I've said that I am protecting my empathy at the moment because I don't want my empathy to be weaponized against me. But it is still there and still operational. But I keep it locked up tight for now. I keep it locked up tight. I feel as though, secondly, that I cannot carry the world on my shoulder, and I can't do it by myself, and I won't. You know, I want us to do better. I want us as humanity to do better. And I wonder how the people that are so set in their old freaking mindset, their old world thinking, how will they break free from it? How will they break out of the cycle? How will they come out of the matrix? How will they choose different? I don't know. I don't know. It's not for me to know. That's a mystery that is left to be revealed. But I'm seeing that people are waking up, as people constantly say, people are waking up. I've woken up. I've had my spiritual awakening in 2017 or 2016, 2017. And I've been on that journey of awakening ever since. I've been on that path. And I've been learning and aware and paying attention and trying and helping out with the fight, you know. I was thinking that, and helping out with the fight, like I was thinking how much this summer is different to last summer, and how much I don't want next summer to even look nearly as close to the way this summer is. But last summer, around this time, I remember there was this ongoing cycle that the media wouldn't let up on. And it was a terrible news cycle. It was a cycle where the media was relentlessly focused on Joe Biden and how bad he did in his debate, which I didn't watch that debate because I was nervous to watch it, and with good reason. I'm glad I didn't watch it. But I realized afterwards how bad it was, because people constantly talk about how bad it was, you know. And I was baffled because I was kind of trying to understand why they only focused on Joe Biden and how bad he did, as though the other old man on the stage did that much better. You know, they didn't focus on the lies of the other old man on the stage. They didn't focus on the shit that he was saying, the toxicity that was coming out of his mouth. They just focused on how Joe Biden, the old man, the old president, how not well he did in the debate. And what I couldn't understand was why there was no grace for the fact that of how many things he was doing in that week, No grace for when it was said that, you know, he was over prepared for it, and he might have over prepared to the point where he kind of like stressed himself out. I didn't watch the debate, but I've seen Joe Biden many times before, and I know he stutters, and I know sometimes he makes me so nervous. Every time he did his speeches, I got nervous. I got nervous not because I doubted his ability to lead and be president. I knew that if he did anything wrong, anything wrong, that he would be ganged up on, you know, and I wanted to be his protector and defender, because I felt as though he was my protector and defender of democracy. And I fought for Joe Biden with all my might that summer in July. Those 3 weeks in July. I remember it was 3 weeks. I remember it wouldn't stop. I remember that in the middle of that, there was an assassination attempt. Let's do that in quotation marks. There was a supposedly assassination attempt against DJT. And they focused on that for like 1 day or two. And then they moved right back into the cycle, moved right back into the conversation of Joe Biden having to drop out, you know? And I didn't understand who was pushing that. I didn't understand, but I knew somebody was pushing it. I knew an entity, a power that is beyond my pay grade, above my pay grade. I knew that there was an entity behind it, because I've never seen the media behave in that way. I've seen the media have short-term focus constantly since I started paying attention to the media. And that was the first time that I've ever seen the media that focused. They were determined that this man needed to drop out. This man, they wanted him out for whatever reason. I don't know who was behind it. I don't know if everybody that was behind it had the same reason why they wanted him to drop out, or if it was, what do you call it? I don't remember the phrase, but if it was both, you know, people had different agendas, but they wanted the same outcome. They wanted him to drop out. And I fought with my little teeny Instagram account. I tried to scream. And I remember saying, let me just, before this get cold. Okay. I remember visualizing remembering the Horton Hears the Who, when the Who's were on it, you know, on the little speck, trying to say we are here, and we are here, and I made a post about it. I made a couple posts about it. We are here, and I was trying to be a part of the noise, trying to scream, we are here. Joe Biden don't drop out. And by the time I thought that we had gone past it, and then, but I heard somebody say, I heard a creator, and I was really mad too. I was saddened, but I heard a creator say that there's a rumor that Joe Biden is going to drop out. And I was hoping that she was wrong. But and it got quiet. And then he dropped out. It was so funny. He dropped out just after, the day after the Republican had their hate convention, that awful convention that Hogan and Dr. Phil spoke at, you know, where they held up mass deportation signs. I can't remember what the exact signs said, but they're mass deportation signs, right? And so you'll never forget Hogan. I don't know, I didn't hear his whole crappy speech, but he ripped off his shirt and he entertained the hate mass, you know, the hate crowd, the people in the crowd, the energy from that was so negative compared to the DNC, which was so full of life and joy and creativity and diversity, and it was so freaking good. The DNC convention was so good. It was so fun. It was so good, you know. And it was such a difference between the conventions. And, you know, so Joe Biden had his letter, his post saying that he was dropping out, or why he was dropping out, right? His really dignified post came out the day after, which was really funny. And then a little bit after that, you know, people thought they were abandoned, and they were like, you know, they thought that chaos was about to ensue, and oh my gosh, they thought that we were destined to lose. But a little bit after that, he endorsed Kamala Harris, right? And I watched this video today that was shared about, I think it was on the Dark Brandon account, where the title of the video was something along the lines of MAGA voter regrets his vote. And he put out this young, maybe a 20-something-year-old man, try to explain why he voted for Trump and why he regret his vote. And so along, one of the things that he had mentioned is he felt that Kamala Harris was anointed. A lot of stuff that was said in that video was just, you know, that it was the messaging that was presented to people. That people, you hear him talking, and you hear how he believes that he is thinking for himself and that he's an independent thinker, but then you hear when he speaks that you know that he is sort of regurgitating to a certain extent the messaging that was put across to people, especially young men, during that time. And I'm going to say this. I absolutely believe that this election was a stolen destiny. And, you know, people like to call people like me Blue Lulu and all kind of names. But as an intuitive and as somebody who is very good at watching a whole picture, even though there's a lot I don't know, and even though there may have been a lot of people, a lot more people than you would like, voted for this guy, I do not believe that it was the amount that they want us to believe and accept. I don't believe that he won all the swing states, and I don't believe that it was a legitimately won election. I know that there's a lot of things that were put in place, it was a perfect storm of a lot of things put in place that stole votes. I saw the energy, and no matter how much I try to gaslight us into forgetting the energy that we saw on the DNC Kamala Harris side of it, I know what I saw, and I know what I know, and I know that it was a legitimately won election. I know this, but I honestly believe and I trust that we are on the greater timeline. We are on the awakening timeline. We are on the revelation timeline. People could have done this the easy way, but they chose the hard way. We could have done the awakening and the moving towards the future the easier way, but people chose the harder path. They chose this path. So that's the path that the majority has pulled me into. But I am learning and working. I'm learning how to navigate that path, navigating that timeline, but in my butterfly era, my butterfly season. So how I see it, this is how I see it, and I take it how you want, but I see it as, okay, there's people that are grounded. They're grounded in the reality. They're grounded in what's happening in the external world, what's being presented to us. They're grounded in the news. They're grounded in what these people are saying and doing. I see myself as a butterfly. I see myself as above. But the thing is that I haven't flown away. I could, but I haven't. I still look down. You know, I still land on the flowers below. I still land on the grass. I still ground myself in what is going on. You know, but in an observation manner, in an observation way. You know, but not in the, I'm going to feel that fear and panic and worry, and you know, I'm going to bring in the feelings of what bad things that are happening, bad things that is being presented to me. I'm going to bring the feelings that you feel for people, you feel when you see these things, into my life and into my world, and then I produce the food, the energy that comes with that is created when we produce that fear and that anxiety and that worry and that all the negative, the guilt and all the negative feelings that they devour, the food that they devour. I'm going to be a part of that. I'm going to be a part of that machine of that food. I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to continue to be on my growth timeline, on my becoming timeline, my butterfly timeline. So what I wanted to share is, oh my God, today was so good. I started out the day by, because what I'm currently doing, one of my summer projects is that I'm trying to get as many of the videos I've recorded over the years off my Google account, because it's gotten to the point where I'm paying more for storage. I'm paying at the moment about $20 for storage for two accounts, and they're full. So it's either I increase or I move that stuff, and I increase in paying, or I move this stuff and I'm gonna move it to the external hard drive, because that stuff is from the past. So I want to keep it just in case, but I'm not gonna pay it to store it. If I lose it, I lose it. It is what it is. It's what I created back in the past. It's my story that is already gone. But I'm gonna try to keep it, put it on my external hard drive. So that's what I've been doing. So that's what I did this morning, and through that I created some shorts from videos from my past, some cute little videos, and made some shorts, and I posted them. I put them on my Google, but I didn't post them yet. And then one of the videos, I made a song. It reminded me of a song, and it made me want to make some videos of that song. And I turned that video into that song inspiration into 4 videos, and you're gonna love them when you see them. 4 videos in relation to being inspired by that song. It also gave me an idea of a little series or a little playlist thing that I'm going to create on my YouTube account, called Song of the Day. I'm a very idea person, and I always like to try. I want to give it a shot. I'm an intuitive person. I am intuitively guided. I had this thought that I am not signature, I'm mood. I am not signature, I am mood. What does that mean? It means that I am led by what I feel called to do on any given day. I usually have an idea of what I'm gonna do, and then I do then it's like if the day just does its own thing, and I just go with the flow. I just go for it. If I have the energy, if I have the ability, why the hell not? So I had the energy. I had the want, I had the idea, I had the resources to do it. Why the heck not? Give it a shot. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But why not try? So that's what I did. And then from that, I had, then the idea expanded. I was like, okay, I'm already dressed up. Why not do some duets with my mom? I haven't done those in a long time. My mom does dance videos on TikTok, and it's fun. Why not? I'm already dressed up. Why the heck not? So I did some duets with my mom, which will be posted over time. So I know my mom's watching this video, and I want it to be a surprise. It will probably be a surprise, because I'm going to post at least one today. But there's more to come. I will post them over the next few days on TikTok, and then on YouTube. And I just want to have fun with my life. I just want to have fun with my life. I want to try things and I want to be goofy and loud and silly, because these people, these bad people, these bad forces, they want us to be miserable. They want to bring back the dark ages. They want to bring back slavery. They're bringing back genocide, and they bring all the bad things that we should have overcome as humanity. We going back there, and we going back there when we don't have to. We're going back there at the time of technology, because they want the control. They know that this technology is going to be freeing for us, but they want to use it as our prison. And that's another conversation for another time, because the best people to have this resource, have this technology available to us, are people who know how to trust the intuition, whose discernment is strong, who knows how to differentiate truth from lies, who knows how to be intuitively guided. Because you can't let this world of technology manipulate you or control you or shape you. You have to shape your algorithm. Don't let the algorithm shape you. Don't let them manipulate you. Don't let the headlines and the titles and the pretty images and all this stuff that they're going to present you with throw you off your path, throw you off your destiny, cause you to lose focus. It's not easy. It is not easy. And there's a lot of things that we have to put in place to be that mentally strong, That's why we got to take care of ourselves. That is why we got to eat well, sleep well, and be healthy. Be healthy and strong. Take care of our brain, because if not, we're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it. And I really hope that the high vibrational people immensely outnumber the low vibe people. The ones that will hold on to the old ways, that won't let go, that will choose slavery, that will choose genocide, that will choose hypocrisy, that will choose shame, guilt, fear, anxiety, being a slave to the system, choose capitalism, choose destroying your planet instead of caring for it, choose putting unhealthy stuff in your body, choose eating the junk food, choose the worst things. I hope that the high vibe people outnumber and hugely, immensely outnumber the low vibe people, and we, for change, we be the ones to move the masses. We be the ones to bring in that new earth frequency, that golden age, whatever the frig you want to call it, new world. The new world. So I'm going to flip this screen and show you some of the things that I screenshot, because this is an episode of today. I forgot to say, I forgot to mention, today is July. What is today? Today is July 28th, 2024. It is Monday. I think that when I start to do when August comes, I will be shifting the way I do things. I don't know if I'm going to continue to do this today series, or if I'm going to do something different, because August is my birthday month. And what I want to focus on in August is being a sunflower. One, I usually have sunflowers in my garden, but now my garden that I can be working on in 2025 is this garden, and I'm going to be the sunflower this time. And I plan to create and have fun. I want to have some more fun in August than I did this in July. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do today in this way, But what I was doing here is just trying to ground myself in the awareness of what was going on. I thought that, as I've said in numerous videos, I thought that summer was going to be different. July was going to be different. The energy was going to be different, but we shifted, and the energy is so not what I expected. It's better than I expected. It's better than I expected. It's less scary than I thought it would be. And we're going to see what's to come, but yeah, as scary as I thought it would be, honestly. Or dark as I thought it would be, Also, just really quickly, let me just say my numbers for the day, because I usually share my numbers in this today video. This is for my quests for 2025, quest 1, quest 2, quest 3. Quest 1 is inner peace and taking care of my inner world. Quest 2 is weight loss and body health. So what I wanted to see in my numbers is my numbers going down. Today's scale number was 209, and I'm pleased with that. I'm looking forward to seeing 208, 207, because my goal is to get out of the 200s by my birthday, and I have about 5 weeks to make that happen. My second quest 3 is YouTube growth, seeing my subscribers go up, and I did make it to 66 over the weekend. I think it was yesterday I went to 66, and then I went stupidly, but I knew that was a risk I was taking. I used a song from a Beto O'Rourke clip with him and Brian Tyler Cole, where he used the phrase drip drip. And the reason I use that song is because in one of the videos that I made, I said that we were probably going to see drip 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 of information being released from the vault. Whoever was in control of that vault, they're releasing the vault for some reason, against Donald Trump, and I think that the goal is to get rid of him. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I believe is happening here. But it got a little quiet, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they're up to now, but it got a little quiet. But it seemed to me that last week the energy was like, let's just get rid of this guy. So, and Rupert Murdoch, the owner of Fox News and Wall Street Journal, is the architect, one of the architects of that. I don't know how many architects they have that's going to use what they have to their advantage, but they're trying to get rid of him, it seems that way. And it seems that in the midst of him trying to distract, what I got is that he called for Beyonce's arrest. And I see, but I didn't go too deep in any details, but it seemed as though he attacking Kamala Harris. and he's attacking Obama, and he's going for all the black people, I guess. Um, but he's doing everything he can to 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 distract and to detour and to shift the focus and shift the narrative, which usually works for him for some reason, but not this time. And I wanted to say, that's why I actually brought up the whole story with Joe Biden. I wanted to say it kind of reminds me of the energy of last July, where the media would not stop no matter what happened. They didn't stop focusing on Joe Biden because they wanted him gone. Well, it seems to me now that the focus is getting rid of the other guy, the other old guy. So the media again, and not only the media, but everybody is still talking about Epstein files. And there's a rumor, it seems as though the energy is toward this guy thinking of pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell. So maybe they shut her up. That's the talk of the town. I don't know if that's true, but that's the talk of the town. So anyway, let me shift and see if I got anything good screenshot. So let's talk about it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, Mom. And I hope that other people other than my mom watch this video. And I'm looking forward to sharing all the other posts that is in the pipeline. I have 2 really powerful videos that I recorded, long form videos I recorded that aren't a part of the Today series, but so damn good. And I also have a whole heck of a bunch of shorts that will be released, will be sewn into the digital space, into the YouTube space over time. But let me flip the screen and see what we got screenshot and if there's anything worth sharing or talking about. Thank you for watching. So today was really creation day as opposed to consuming day. So I didn't really screenshot a whole bunch of things today because I wasn't really consuming much today. I screenshot a few things yesterday, but I didn't screenshot a whole bunch of stuff. But one of the things that I've screenshot that I've seen a bunch of times is conversations about Gaza and how literally people are starving and dying in Gaza. And this is bullshit. It's genocide. Let's just call it that. It's genocide. And I try not to talk about it too much because I feel like this conversation is so hard to talk about. It's a triggering thing. It's so hard to talk about. It is bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's genocide. That man is evil. And he is a part of the axis of evil. Netanyahu, the prime minister or president, I think it's prime minister, the prime minister of Israel, evil AF. And I knew that when this thing had happened, this attack in October 7th, this Hamas attack, and I wasn't very educated on a lot of geopolitical stuff, a lot of things that are happening where I'm now educating myself in a lot of things, and I believe that on the surface stuff that I'm able to learn by a Google search and all that doesn't mean that I know and I'm an expert on stuff. However, I felt like something was really fishy and in relation to the timing and how this guy operated. I always felt something was very fishy about him. And he's a part of the axis of evil. That's what people called it. The table of evil, the same table of dictators that Donald Trump sits on and Putin sits on. And a lot of them sit on, but those three, oh my God, those 3 are, I believe, the reason for a lot of what is going on right now, especially Russia, especially Putin, a reason for a lot of the chaos and disorder that's happening in the world right now. So, these people get compared to the H guy energy, the 1930s, 1940s dictator of that time, fascist dictators of that time. It's, they get compared to that, and all of them have the same energy as those people, as that guy, the one that kills so many people, and they're killing people and starving people and disrupting the world and trying to destroy it in order for to maintain their control and for absolutely no reason, and again, short-sightedness. So anyway, as aid groups warn of mass starvation looming in Gaza, European leaders to hold emergency meeting. The United Kingdom, France, Germany, and Italy will hold an emergency call on Friday to talk about the deteriorating conditions in Gaza as more of 100 aid groups warn mass starvation is fast approaching. UK Prime Minister Kieran Starmer, or Kieran, I don't know how to pronounce his name, said Thursday. Okay, so I'm assuming that call might have already happened. I saved this on Friday. So I'm assuming that call may have already happened. I do not know. Then this one. This I screenshot today. Yeah, yesterday. This one I screenshot yesterday. This is the ABC News. Situation in Gaza is catastrophic. Save the Children's humanitarian director says. Save the Children, Gaza humanitarian director Rachel Cummins said Sunday on this week that the situation in Gaza is catastrophic for children and increasingly now for adults. In the first 2 weeks of July, we've seen exactly the same number of children we saw in the whole of June, and we're expecting the trajectory, sadly, to increase, she said. The number of children who are malnourished, very concerning. Pregnant women who are breastfeeding are also malnourished. And again, I say, what the freak are these people doing? It is genocide. They're trying to kill out a race for some reason. And again, it's a lot to learn, to understand the history, understand what would be the motivation behind that. I know that I don't know. I don't know a lot. And there's a lot to learn. But that is bullshit. It's genocide. It's bullshit. It's evil. Okay, what is this? All right. Hawaiian petroglyphs dating back at least 500,000 are visible in Oahu for the first time in years. Thanks to seasonal ocean swells that peel away, stand covering a panel of more than 24 images of mostly human-looking stick figures. The petroglyphs are easy to spot during the low tide when gentle waves ebb and flow over slippery neon green algae growing on a stretch of sandstone. This is the first time the entire panel of petroglyphs are visible since they were first spotted 9 years ago. Native Hawaiian cultural practitioner Glenn Kyla, who traces the lineage to the Aboriginal families of the coastal Hawaiian community, said he believes the resurfacing of the traditional marvels are his ancestors sending a message. And I am saving things like this because a lot of shit is, the world is shifting, as is being said. The world is shifting and things are happening, historical things, we are ending a world. A world is coming to an end and a new world is beginning, and things are coming to the surface to be seen for anybody paying attention. So I saved this one because it was interesting. Artist Amy Sherald, who is famous for painting former First Lady Michelle Obama's portrait at the National Portrait Gallery, confirmed to ABC News in a statement on Friday morning that she had canceled her upcoming exhibit at the Smithsonian. American Sublime, citing a culture of censorship. So there you go. She canceled her exhibit, citing a culture of censorship. I saved this post from Robert Reich. The oil industry buys off Congress, no action on climate. The NRA buys off Congress, no action on guns. Insurance companies buy off Congress, no action on healthcare. The list goes on and on. Money in politics is the root to our dysfunction. There you go. Robert Reich. He's been fighting the good fight for years. Years and years and years and years and years. Oh my God, I would like for him to live long enough to see his labor, the fruits of his labor, the change that he has been fighting and yearning to see for so many years. Robert Wright. This is a sad one. 11 people stabbed. I saved this yesterday, I believe, or Saturday. 11 people stabbed at Michigan Walmart in brutal act. Authorities in Michigan say a man entered a Walmart in Traverse City on Saturday afternoon armed with a folding knife and stabbed 11 people before being stopped by shoppers and a sheriff's deputy. And that is a really, really sad one. And again, that's the energy towards violence and hurting people, you know. And I'm looking forward to, I want to see us do better. If we do better in the areas in which we need to do better and change people's lives and make and create a better energy than what's been created by the people the likes of Rupert Murdoch that I just mentioned, people like that who use division and fear and propaganda to their own advantage. I want us to outnumber them immensely. I want them to shrink and become so small and live in their own damn fears and their own damn bubble of negativity that they've created for themselves. Live in it. And I want people to wake up and come out of that energy. I saved this on Saturday. I run from place to place wanting to belong, wanting to find a home. When will I learn that my home is within me and it comes with me everywhere I go? And this is a quote by Najwa Zembian. And this is the account that shared it. Amrit Sanhu, that's an account that I follow on YouTube. Very good spiritual account. And the reason I saved that is because that's the same thing that I've been saying, that our home is within us. That's our home. That's where our home really is. Answers. As bad as we want the conclusion of something, it might not be ready to be revealed to us. The process is a piece of the puzzle. Whatever is happening in this moment is also a piece. The final piece of the puzzle is waiting, but don't wait for it. Enjoy the making of the puzzle. And this is an account from Donna Boyle, Spirit Messenger. Seems like it's even longer than that. But that's cut off. Processing is a piece of the puzzle, and the interpretation can be seen when the puzzle is finished. Processing is a piece of the puzzle, and the interpretation can be seen when the puzzle is finished. All right, so I did screenshot more things. I do remember that. But what happens is that I leave my phone backs it up automatically, and it hasn't been backed up to my Google Photos as yet. So let me go check, see if there's anything worth sharing in this video, and then I'll come back. But another thing I wanted to share is that this morning I did watch this. Let me pause for a minute. I wanted to show you this really interesting video that I watched this morning. This was the first short that I watched today, and it made me smile. It was very cool and inspiring. It's with this guy. Let me just mute. 25. It's with this guy. It's apparently a BBC report, and he's sharing it. This is this guy. He's a tailor, but he only wears like old-fashioned clothes, like the Regency era type clothes, and he walks around like this, and he wears this with confidence, and he says, oh, you know what, this is how I like to dress. It makes me happy, and this is what I'm going to do. He wears this kind of clothing, and I found it to be inspiring and encouraging, and I want to live in this freaking world. I want to live in a world with more people like that. People that are just free to express themselves, even if other people don't get it. Free to be whoever they want to be. Live in a world that we want to create, especially if we're coming from a more high energy place. Not free. You're not free to kill people. You're not free to hurt people. But you're free to create. You're free to be a beautiful person, whatever that person looks like, whether people understand you or not. And I found this to be so inspiring, and this is so beautiful. I'm going to share this the link to this video, the short, in my description. And this was the first video that I watched today, and it was really, really inspiring. Oops. All right, so apparently I checked my phone to see if the ones that I screenshot today, if they were uploaded to my Google Photos, and they were, but they weren't in the section that says screenshot and recording, so I had to go to the full photo section to find them. There's only two. This one, I usually do a lot of ABC News screenshots, because just the way how their stuff is presented, it appeals to me. The stories they focus on are the kind of stories I'm looking for. You know, the stories that they send to my feed are the ones that I'm interested in. So I end up screenshotting a lot of them, even though, you know, I partially have a little bit of a beef with ABC News for being the first news media network to capitulate. In the beginning, they were the one that opened the door and started it. They walked through the door first of what they call obeying in advance, capitulating, paying off the lawsuit bribe to the regime. I don't know what that was about. I don't know why. I don't know about the people that running the show there, or what their thought process was, but I wish they didn't. So I got a little beef against ABC News for that reason. Nevertheless, the news that they produce and send on my feed is the kind of stories I'm looking for, and the presentation is very good. So anyway, and the chyrons are just, they're just neutral and not, it doesn't feel agenda-y or anything like that. I don't know if chyrons is the right word. The headlines, the thing. Why did I say chyrons? Is that the right thing? I don't know if that's the right word. But the headlines I'm referring to. Democrats are ramping up, and the headline. The DNC ramps up an anti-redistricting efforts in Texas with calls to persuadable GOP voters. The DNC says it will deploy 30,000 volunteers in Republican-held districts. Democrats are ramping up an offensive against potential redistricting. Am I saying that right? Redistricting in Texas, according to plans shared first with ABC News. The DNC plans to deploy volunteers redistricting. No matter how I say it, just sounds weird. I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Anyway, the DNC plans to deploy volunteers to make calls and contact state representatives and share public comments, both in person and virtually. Okay, there you go. So, very interesting piece of news. You know, the things that are shaping the world and shaping America. 14 people die from malnutrition in Gaza, Health Ministry says. The Hamas-run Ministry of Health in Gaza Strip said in a Monday statement that another 14 people died of malnutrition over the previous 24 hours, including 2 children. Another 29 Palestinians were killed by Israeli airstrikes since midnight local time, the ministry said. 11 people were also killed on Monday morning near aid distribution sites. 2 local hospitals received the bodies, told ABC News. And again, this is wrong. This is evil. Why is it happening? Why are they doing this? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know. But it's wrong. It is wrong. And I feel as high vibrational people is who are going to shift the energy of the world and make things better. Like, my husband had a conversation a little bit about this with my kids in terms of talking about the children starving, just in relation to getting my children to eat, one of my kids to eat. And I don't know exactly what caused him to bring that up at the table, or why he brought that up specifically. Maybe he had just read an article or something. But it isn't because of nature that this is happening. It isn't because it has to happen. It isn't because these people have to starve. It isn't because there's no availability of food. It is evil. It is just plain evil. Like, it's being not given to them. They're not being able to safely get food and aid and things that they need. It is genocide. It is evil. And the thing is that we the people are aware, and yet still we are not the leaders. You're not the ones that are in control. There's people in control of the armies, people in control of the money, people in control of the aid, people in control of a lot of stuff, that are people that have a lot of power that was given to them over time, over centuries, like, that are doing this. And now we the people have to reclaim our power. And I don't know how. All I know is, for me, what I believe we do to reclaim our power is to first reclaim the power within our inner world, our mindset, our light, our the way how we think, the way how we speak, the energy that we put into the world. Put more love into the world, put more kindness, put more generosity, put more good things into the world. And that's where we start. And then we talk, and then from there we take action in the ways that we can. We start with our community, and again, if there's ways in which you can help in bigger ways to branch out into the world and help on a larger scale, then you go for it and you do that. Like only your inner guides, your spiritual guides, your inner world is going to show you what you need to do. What do you need to do? And you have to listen intuitively. You have to quiet your mind and hear that voice in your head, and you listen. What are you supposed to do? Who are you supposed to call? Where are you supposed to donate? Where are you supposed to volunteer? What are you supposed to do? But you have to start with your inner world and make sure that your cup is overflowing, because that is where you are going to provide help from your overflow. If you have an empty cup, then you don't have the energy, you don't have the ability, you don't have the power, the capabilities, because you're not gonna make it. You can't do it. You can't help people on empty. You can't help people from an empty place and from your own dark place. So that's where I'm going to end. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for spending time with me. And I hope that you if you are not a subscriber, I hope you subscribe to this account. I hope you continue to follow along on this journey of growth and learning and observing and creating and becoming and all that. You know, I hope to be an inspiration, and I hope to put out a light, seeds of light, sparkles of light, or seeds of light and love and good stuff into the world, so that we could change this. You know, I know there's a lot of people that won't make it, you know, because for them it's going to be too late. But we have to fight for the survivors. We have to fight for the people who are going to make it through the gate, are going to make it into the newer frequency, are going to make it into the new world. And I hope that we walk into that world healed and ready. Thank you for watching.